I'm going to be completely honest with you, and I hope that you can do the same for me in the comment section below by letting me know how you personally feel about the 8th year anniversary. Granted, you know, we still have a little bit of content left to go, but I think at this point you have already formed your opinion about the anniversary. Part 1, 2, and 3 have already been released, so at this point I'm pretty sure you know how you feel about the anniversary, and I would love to read how you personally feel. And I'm going to go ahead and give the anniversary a personal score using my calculator here, obviously something out of 10. I'm going to go through, grade different important parts about the anniversary, and then, you know, we're just going to just look at the final score after that. So we're going to go through everything that I think is personally important to me, but keep in mind that, you know, there is no right or wrong answer. If someone rates this anniversary a 5 out of 10, that's their prerogative. If I rate it a 10 out of 10, that's how I feel about it. And I will try to say, leave the shaft part out of it, right? Like, if you got terribly shafted or you got extremely lucky, try to leave the summons out of it, because I understand, I know it's hard, right? A big, massive anniversary. Honestly, no, don't leave it out. Just express how you feel. The point I was going to make is that whether you get shafted or lucky or not doesn't change the type of content that's been available. It doesn't change, you know, the level of difficulty and stuff. Like, it doesn't really change what Dokkan is still offering you, but I understand a massive part of it is the new units. So don't even listen to me. Just do what you got to do. If you want to give me 2 separate scores, like one without the summons and one with, that's also possible too. But let's hop into it. And of course, if you like this video, consider liking it. If you hate it, then consider disliking it. I appreciate you being here regardless. And for a really quick subscriber challenge or push-up challenge, if you're not new to the channel, if you haven't done a single push-up in the last 3 days, you got caught lacking today. You got to subscribe to the channel. If you're not, if you are new to this, you know, to the channel, and if you're not new, again, drop down and give me 15 push-ups. Listen, you got it. Like, what are we doing? 3 days is too much. All right, appreciate it. Now, I will say, if you have done at least 1 push-up in the last 3 days, then you can skip. I will catch you lacking in the next one. And apologies if I cough. You know, COVID symptoms really aren't playing nice with me. Anyways, let's move into this. And the first big thing I want to talk about, I mean, we can talk about the movie and the mission, which is cool and all, but the big thing I want to talk about are the new banners. I'm going to have 2 different ratings for this, okay? And again, I'm just going to be completely honest with you. When it comes to the new Part 1 LRs, I'm going to give the anniversary a 10 out of 10. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I think the GT boys, on global at least, are like the best unit in the game. They're just too good, right? And the Z boys may not be top 2, top 3, top 5 in your opinion, but they are my favorite character in the game. And LR Tapion and Minosha was a favorite LR of mine for the last 3 years. So for me to have like a new favorite LR takes a lot for me personally. And the Z boys just accomplished just that. Like, I don't know, man. I can't really explain it. You know how it is, right? So to have these Part 1 LRs that are super powerful and them being like my favorite, it just makes it feel special to me. So when it comes to the new LRs, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. Let's just put it there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add up all the things and divide it by how many things we have up to actually, you know. Okay, let me repeat that. I'm going to add up all my different scores and then divide them by all the things that I actually calculated, which will give us our final score out of 10. Anyway, so when it comes to the Part 1 units, I'll definitely give it a 10 out of 10, at least a Part 1 LR. So when it comes to these units here, dude, I can't. I don't know why. Like, Android 8 exists. You understand that? Tech Yajirobe exists. And before anyone says, Mr. Baby, Tech Yajirobe came out 3-4 months after the anniversary on JP. No, they had Tech Yajirobe designed before the 8th anniversary was even released. They have a lot of these units done way, like, I think they even had a live stream where they said they had everything up to the 10th year anniversary planned. Or I don't know if it was 9th or 10th. Regardless, the point is the same. That Tech Yajirobe existed before these units released, which means there is no excuse for how bad these 2 units are. Now, granted, they have their you know, utility here and there. But this unit, dude, this unit could have easily been one of the best banner units, because guess what? GT Bosses really needs it. We could have had 2 key and 34% to attack and defense to, you know, Shadow Dragon Saga. 2 key, 34% to attack and defense to GT Bosses. And then all allies, 8% damage reduction when there's an not LR, but Omega Shenron or some type of Shenron. Yeah, some type of, I can't speak. Some type of, you know, other Shadow Dragon on the team, right? With like Omega or Sin, I don't really care what it is. But that's how they could have built this character. Seems a little broken, right? Well, guess what? It's the freaking anniversary. Teki Yajirobe shouldn't be better than an anniversary banner unit, in my opinion. That's just me. And then this character is like, why, dude? Like, let me see this. 9 or 11 key, 12 key. So one thing I hate about this character here, and I just don't know why they decided to really shaft this character the way they did, is that this stacking defense is a 12 key mechanic. You know, when characters do additionals, they don't, and they have multiple super attacks, that additional just defaults, I believe, it defaults to the lowest key super attack possible. So you can't really stack defense multiple times with this character. You stack defense with that 12 key, and then you get an additional, and you're still stacking attack. This character, who cares about stacking attack? You're not that's like, come on, dude. Like, it's, I don't know. At least be a 4 key, 100% support to I mean, that's obviously too much, but some type of support to Majin Buu Saga, some type of support to Heavenly Events, some type of support to Fuse Fighters. You know how much, you know how big a Fuse Fighter support would have been for the 5th year EZAs? But no, they couldn't do that. They, like, what was their goal? Where are you actually using this character? Okay, I don't know. These two, I can give them maybe like a 3 at best. Like, there's a utility, but I'm gonna give them a 3. I'll give it a 3. I think 3 is honestly kind of generous right now. So if we were to actually, you know, base our assessment off of just this, like this too, I think it would be like, what, 6.5 if I were to divide this. But obviously we're not going to stop there. So, but yeah, I mean, in terms of like the banners themselves, Part 1 LRs are great, but the banner units, I don't know why they were that bad, dude. And like Android 8 is so good compared to, I don't know, man. Now I will say, this Everyone's Energy campaign, I'm just giving right now a 10 out of 10. They are literally giving out like free keys. So as long as you like spend energy in the game, it collects everyone's energy and gives you rewards based off of the energy consumed. And this year, the rewards were not only tickets and stones, but also the free link level keys, which are very, very valuable. Because, you know, getting your links up to link level 10, it's a very, very, very valuable thing. So, I don't know. I personally would say if Dokkan can do this more in the future, it'd be really nice, because not everyone's going to continue buying those link level keys, but giving them out for free, I think, is just a massive W, which is why overall I'm giving it a, you know, a 10 out of 10 there. All right, what else do I really want to talk about? I mean, prices, like, we can talk about the sales if you really want to. The free stones are cool, but I'm talking about, like, I want to look at, like, really important stuff, you know? Dokkan events were cool. I mean, like, do I just give a 10 out of 10 for this, you know? Because we've been having this for the last few years, but I guess I can't really, because if we didn't have this, there would have been a problem, right? Which means since we do have it, we should definitely be grateful for the fact that we have it this year. So I'll definitely give it a 10 out of 10. The fact that we get that for free, I think, is really, really, really good. Ticket summon is cool. I mean, we have that every time. I got nothing off the tickets as I do every year, so nothing too crazy. We always have the coins, which I think are really cool. The red stone and purple stones, pretty cool. This is stuff cool. Let's talk about the story events. I feel like the meat of this video is going to be, you know, held within this, this right here. So first things first, let's just talk about this event here. I think a story event that just gives out support memories, I think is pretty cool. I think it's a nice anniversary concept, so I don't really have actually much to say about this event here. But these two events right here. Now, if you notice, we didn't get the same level of free-to-play units that we get usually previous years. So usually, you know, we get 3 free-to-play units, like 2 TURs, and then, you know, like an LR. And just to prove that to you really quickly, if I can actually do that really quickly, let's go here. Let's go to, I guess I can go to Earthbred Fighters maybe. I don't, it's fine. Let's just go around here. Let's see if I can find them here somewhere. Yeah, so Goku and Chi-Chi was the anniversary unit last year. We had the Vegeta and Bulma, and then we had the LR kids, right? The LR Trunks, Gohan, and Goten. So it was 3 units last year. This year we only got 2, which I don't care what anyone says is an immediate downgrade. So I can't give the free-to-play units this year a 10 out of 10. I just can't do that. It's like, for what? Like, no. I cannot give them a 10 out of 10 for that because we didn't get the same level. Honestly, if you're going to ask me, if you're going to give out free-to-play units during an anniversary, like an anniversary, this might be a long video. I'm sorry about that, by the way. But if you're going to give out free-to-play units throughout an anniversary, these should be the best free-to-play units in the game. And if you're going to give 2 units instead of 3, make both of them LRs, right? When I first played Dokkan, I would kill for an LR. I remember like the hype of awakening your first LR. Like, dude, make them both LRs. I think it would be hype for free-to-play characters, and try to tailor these units to as many teams as possible to help those freedom, because dude, you know, when anniversary is happening, that's when the most players are trying to come to the game. That's when the game picks up a lot of new players. So the great way to I guess complement that is to make these units, I mean, you can make them whatever characters you want, but try to have a passive that just fits everything. So, you know, like, let's say this character, let me pull up the actual LR art just so I can give you a quick example, right? So this character here, you know, extreme class allies attack and defense was 20%. This is actually what I'm talking about. Like I'm glad this isn't just, you know, corroded body and mind support. Like this, the fact that this is like an extreme class ally support, I think is really, really, really good. It could have been a lot stronger. I guess we go to EZA, right? I mean, it could have been a little bit stronger in my opinion. But there's no problem in giving this character 200% to stats and giving this like 2 key. There's just no problem with that. This character, honestly, I'm not gonna say these units are bad, because these free-to-play units are not bad, but they're not like, oh my god, this is anniversary power. This is like, yo, did you guys grind up that free-to-play LR from the anniversary? Because that unit is so strong, it's gonna help you out in here, here, here. Like, no one talks about free-to-play units like that during the anniversary. I'm saying, if you want to drop a mid free-to-play unit, then do that, but not during the anniversary. I feel like if you're gonna drop a new difficult content, the free-to-play unit that you release should at least compete with that. I'm not saying blow it out of the water, but at least compete in some way, shape, or form. Because there's no way, you know, you're going to have a player that first joins the game. You're free to play, so you're not spending too much money. You don't pull the units, and then you pull LR Babidi, and you can't even complete a Dokkan event with that, right? So, I don't know. I feel like Dokkan should do more for free-to-play players in the sense, because I'm not saying, because dude, this anniversary has been giving out a lot of free stuff, so I'm not complaining about free stuff. I'm specifically talking about the characters themselves. I think they should just be better, and I think there should be more characters. If you want my honest opinion, I think the anniversary should have 2 free-to-play LRs and 2 free-to-play TURs, all of which are the best free-to-play units in the game every year. You can make every other free-to-play unit that releases mid. I really don't care, but during the anniversary, that is when we should get the most best free-to-play characters that you know the game has ever seen, and it should match the power creep of the anniversary, and it should be able to compete with the newest, hardest event that the anniversary actually has to release. That's just my opinion. You may feel like I'm wrong for that, but I think getting 4 free-to-play units throughout the entire year that are good isn't really too much to like actually ask for. So I don't know. 2 free-to-play units I think is just not great. It's a step down from last year, and these LRs here, even post EZA, aren't something like I'm actually going. I'm the only reason why I'm running these characters is to link level them, you know. And of course, if they're needed in a specific event, but like I feel like if they were really designed to be like extremely good, you'd see them on different teams. Like I would love to have an anniversary where it's like you have to grind that free-to-play character because he's so good at this and that, right? We don't really hear that. So for free-to-play characters this anniversary, I mean, the fact that there's only 2 knocks it down to like a 7 for me, and the fact that they're not even like too again, they're not bad, they're just not like super amazing or anything like that. I'm gonna have to give it like maybe like a 5. I think a 5 is fair. Again, that's just me. Maybe you disagree. That's perfectly okay. We'll have to agree to disagree. But again, story events in terms of like new free-to-play units, I just don't think they did too much of an amazing job here. So for right now, 10, 3, 10, 10, 5. If I were to finish this here, I would, you know, add it all up and then divide by 5 to see what our total score is. But you know, let's just continue here. New limited time event. Personally, I love when they do this. Exclusive skill orbs for, you know, the categories of the main units. So I'll just give it a 10 out of 10. I mean, I have no problem with that. Let's go ahead and come back here. This is really good. This event here gave us just 30 stones at the beginning of the celebration for no reason. I would have liked to see like maybe, you know, a stage every part of the anniversary. That I think that would have been really cool, but I'm not going to complain. It's literally good. Like it's free stones, so I have nothing to complain there. This is also really cool because they finally brought back speed battle. Like it was something that no one's ever talked about for years. So the fact that Dokkan, I don't know, this is again just a massive W. I just in my opinion, like them actually touching this again was really cool. Again, when it comes to the challenge events, you know, like it's cool. We got challenge events, which I think that's definitely worthy of, and they were difficult as well, so definitely worthy of a good score. The easy A's. The easy A's, the easy A's, the easy A's. I'm not going to lie to you. I am not impressed whatsoever about these easy A's, especially Vegito's, man. Like, we were really hoping for Vegito's easy A to be, like really, not, I wouldn't say oppressive, but I would say I just wanted him to be better. He's not a bad easy A, though. It just would have been nice if he was better. Boo, on the other hand, he's not bad either, to be completely honest. It's just that I feel like he could have been a lot better. Like, I don't, you know, like, again, I'm not saying this unit is bad. I just think that, you know, these easy A's could have been better. I would give them maybe like a 7, I think. These part 1 easy A's, I'll give it like a 7. Again, they're not bad, it's just, like, I personally don't care for them. And I think that if you're going to give an easy A to an anniversary character, there should be a reason why I really want to use them. I'm not going to grade this. I mean, we always have Ultimate Clash. I don't really know what I'm supposed to say about that. This being open every single time is a massive W. I'll give a 10 for that for sure. I think people underrate, you know, how goated this actually is. I want to see how many things I had. I think I had the 10 plus 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, we have 11 entries so far. Let's remember that, 11 entries. That's part 1. About part 2 here. 11 entries, 11 entries, 11 entries. Okay, so part 2 starts, and we have the Gohan and Goku. Now, personally, I'm gonna have to give this a 10 out of 10. I love both part 2 LRs, and if you really think about it, these are the best part 2 banners we have ever had. I will strongly emphasize, even if these characters aren't that great, it is the best part 2 banners we've ever had. It's also the best part 2 LRs we've ever had during any anniversary. You can think back as far as you want. 7th anniversary, who do we have as part 2? It doesn't matter. You want to know why? Because they weren't as good as these. Kaioken Goku, Great Vegeta, not as good as these characters. Goku was hitting high attack stats, but that's essentially it. And then the year before that, who do we have as the part 2 LRs? We had Rose and Chilai. Was that Rose and Chilai? Or that was 5th year anniversary, right? Yeah. So Rose and Chilai. Sorry, Rose and Chilai. The Broly trio, mid unit. Rose really good on release, but aged incredibly quickly. And not going to be the same case for these 2 units. They're built more defensively. And then, you know, the year after that, during the 6th year anniversary, when you had the the Android 18, what did I just say? We had Android 17, as well as Golden Frieza. I mean, who cared about that unit? I mean, it could have been a nice unit for you, but let's be honest. And then the what's it called? The World Tournament. I forgot the name of the unit. The Reps of Universe 7 LR, right, with all the 5 units on the actual card art. Again, a cool LR, super restrictive. I feel like these units are just, you know, the best Part 2 LRs we've ever seen on the best Part 2 banners we've ever seen. So for that reason, I'm gonna easily give this a 10 out of 10, which gives our total entries to 12. Perfect. Could delete those. What else? Okay, this is cool. Friend Summon being back, I think, is a massive W that people actually look forward to. So I'll go ahead and give that 13 entries. Updated just new events and new stages. I'm not really gonna say too much about that. Also, this right here is big because this gave yet more free to play keys, and you're not gonna complain about a whole run for free-to-play keys. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a massive W. So 14 entries in total. We already have this and stuff like that, so I'm not going to, you know. Then we have 2 more easy A's. You know, Spirit Bomb Observe Goku is definitely a lot better. I feel safer, a lot safer running him, so I don't really have too many problems with him. I think he's definitely a good easy A. And then this Goku, I mean, he's still the same unit, just stronger. He doesn't really have, he's not like the GOAT defensively, but he's a lot better defensively, which is what matters. And yeah, I mean, he's still like a massive, powerful nuke. So, you know, I'd give probably the Part 2 easiest, maybe like an 8 out of 10. Let's do 8.5 out of 10. Let's do 8.5 out of 10. I think 8.5 is fair. 15 entries in total. All right, and then this is also really cool. I'll give it a 10 out of 10 for that. 16 entries in total. All right, here we go. Part 3, and then a few more things to just talk about overall. Let's go through this. I mean, the Extreme Z area, I mean, we already have that every year. Nothing to really talk about. Chain Battle, we have that every year. These easy is a 10 out of 10. I love him. I love him. I think that's 17. I think that's 17 entries in total. We'll count at the end. But I think that's 17 entries in total. This is actually coming out very soon. So, I mean, it's actually exclusive anniversary colors that are really good. So I'll give it a 10 out of 10. No problems with that. And then the free summon, of course, which we already graded. And then we also had the Dragon Stones. We're getting more than 1,000. So in terms of just free-to-play stones, we're getting more than 1,000 Dragon Stones. More than 1,000, right? The 88 hasn't even been added from this event just yet. And we're going to get like another thank you thing. So more than 1,000 stones. I mean, that's a massive W. And then let's talk about spacing, right? Content spacing. I think that this anniversary lacked in continuous things dropping. And I'm not saying that it felt like the game was dead, because the game definitely wasn't dead. I just think that there's a little bit of a spacing, like a spacing issue with when, like, how things actually release in the game. Like, in my opinion, the anniversary should start, and then one day the banners themselves drop, right? And then maybe, let's say, I don't know, like, let's say after the banners drop, then, like, we have, you know, the new, like, 2 days after, the new campaign starts with everyone starts using their energy or something, or maybe that starts first. I don't really know. And then after that drops, maybe a day or 2 later, like, a new free-to-play character drops. And then 2 to 3 days later, another new free-to-play character drops. You can't really awaken them to LR just yet, but, you know, new free-to-play character drops. And then maybe they have this event. Because remember, during the Worldwide Celebration 3 years ago, we had the Bulma event that kept being, like, refreshed throughout the course of the celebration. It has like 300 free-to-play Dragon Stones that it gave. This event could have reset every single week to give us like 15 Dragon Stones every single week. This could have been a weekly reset thing that gave us Dragon Stones, or maybe every 8 days it gave us, you know, 15 Dragon Stones, something like that, you know? I think that would have been really cool. And then maybe for events like this, they just dropped missions like every 3-4 days. Like, who would be upset at that? Every 3-4 days, guess what? A new challenge for when wishes backfire. Birth of the Shadow Dragons. Beat it with Power of Wishes. 3 days later, beat it with Majin Buu Saga. 3 days later, beat it with GT Heroes, just things like that. I think keep the game alive, and it wouldn't really matter. Like you know, who really cares? Like, who genuinely cares? I'm gonna say no one. And when I say cares, I mean like it wouldn't be a bad thing for the game. It'd be a good thing for the game. You know. I also would like to see. I don't know. I just think that if the game had things coming out like every 3-4 days, at least throughout the course of the anniversary, it just would have felt like, oh my god, there's so much happening, let's keep up with it, you know? It could get overwhelming, I get that, but I would rather the game be overwhelming with so much stuff coming out than the game just like, it just feels like not much is happening, simply because, you know, like, we're waiting for part 2, we're waiting for this, or we're waiting for that, you know? That's just my opinion, though. So in terms of content spacing, I'd give it like maybe a 6. I think a 6 is like fair, in my opinion. That is all of my add-ons for this this anniversary. I think I talked about everything that's super important. Let's go ahead and equal it out. So in total we had 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20. So 20 entries, I guess you can say. So that means our total is about an 8.9 for the anniversary. And I think, out of 10, obviously. And I think 8.9 is fair. I don't think this was the best anniversary we've ever had, but I would definitely say it's not like the worst anniversary we've ever had. It just didn't feel, it didn't really feel like previous anniversaries. And I don't know what to allude it to. Like maybe, like I think, not alluded to. I meant to say I don't know what to really. I forgot. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Like to blame it on. That's not the word I want to actually, you know, use. But like I don't know. I think if you probably know the word I'm looking for. You can comment it if you want. But I think this anniversary felt lackluster in certain areas. I think that if there was more free-to-play units, if they were just better, content was dropping a tiny bit more frequently. We had a lot of content, so I'm not complaining about the amount of content. I was just hoping that instead of giving us 4 missions for an event in part 2, those 4 missions could have been spread out and been given to us every 3, 4, 5 days, right? So it's just feel like there's more actually happening within the game. Because I feel like time gating sometimes makes us wait a little bit too long, which, you know, I don't want to sound too ungrateful because, again, this is the anniversary, so we're only comparing it to previous anniversaries. We're not just going to compare this to, again, just a regular monthly Dokkan Festival celebration, right? So this is obviously, even if this was the worst anniversary of all time, it is still the best celebration we've had probably throughout the entire year, right? I'm just talking about how I personally felt about it compared to, like, I feel like the 7th anniversary was a better celebration than the 8th anniversary. And not by much, but it's just, I don't know, there's some lackluster feeling that I get from it, and many people will probably attribute it, that's the word I'm looking for, to like, oh, but maybe it's not too hype for you because JP had it 6 months ago. I'll tell you right now, I don't care, dude. I don't mind waiting. I actually love the process of saving and focusing on one specific banner and skipping everything else if I have. Like, I personally do not mind that at all. So I don't lose any hype. This Z-Boys were my favorite unit when they dropped on JP. They're still my favorite unit when they drop on Global. I was still super excited to summon. It was just an amazing time overall. So I don't lose hype the same way other people do when I have to wait for certain things. It just gets me more excited, to be honest with you. I've been using these units non-stop ever since I got them. So that's definitely not a factor for me. I'm not saying it's not a factor, period. If it's a factor for you, you care about that, then, you know, put that into your ratings. But for me, I don't care. So I'm not going to use that or, you know, like, to affect my overall score. But I think an 8.9, basically a 9, but an 8.9 I think was a fair assessment on how I think this anniversary was overall. But let me know what you think. What would you rate it? What kind of things would you include? I didn't include the countdown. We had that every, like, I try not to include things that we get every single year, you know, but some things you have to be grateful for, like this 77 summon thing. I couldn't not include it, or I can't not I just had to include it because, again, it's one of those things where we expect it at this point, and if it's not there, there would have been a lot of argument. Oh my god, we don't get this, terrible anniversary, this and that. But I'm appreciative of the fact that it's here. I don't want to take it for granted, right? Definitely a massive W. Some of the other things, I don't really care too much about, so I'm not going to add it in. I don't want to use every single thing here as like a, I just wanted to focus on things that I care about the most and things that I actually think impact the anniversary the most. That's just my opinion, though. What do you think? Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know how, again, you rate the anniversary, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, and peace.